We'd like to welcome Sally Ahern, tonight's Consumer Spotlight. Now, she's account executive for Coast Communications, which is located in the Independence Mall. Now, Coast is a local production facility that produces soundtracks and offers complete videotape and editing services for corporate communications. Now, recently, they've gotten into a new venture. They've begun to produce radio commercials for retailers directly, so that the retailers don't even have to go through an ad agency. They can deal directly with Coast Communications. Welcome, Sally.
Hi, thank you.
Now, what is involved in production of a radio commercial?
Okay, well, the first thing that I do when I speak with the retailer is we discuss the business that he or she is going to promote. I find out what kind of products that they sell, what kind of services they offer, and then I find out what kind of images they have of the business themselves. Then I find out what kinds of images they think that the public has of them. Doing that lets us find the obstacles that we have to overcome with the produced commercial, and find out basically what it needs to do a really good selling job. If the if the retailer doesn't have a real strong concept idea of what he wants to promote, then we'll help come up with a concept idea. If they do, then we'll just follow that theme through for them. We write the copy, we provide professional talent. After we do that, we do mixing with the narration and the music. We do have production source music, and we have an incredible array of sound effects that we can use to make the spot sound really unique. So basically we do a full mix on it. After that, we let the client hear the commercial. Of course, they approve the script before it ever does go into production as well. Once they have approved it and then they like the spot, we'll make up the dupes for them and we send it to the radio stations.
So now, why should a retailer hire Coast Communications to produce a commercial spot, say, instead of perhaps the station itself?
Well, think about it. If you look at or listen to the commercials that are on radio today, a lot of times it's very easy to just, if you're driving down your car, to tune it out as soon as you hear it coming on, as soon as your favorite music has gone off. Part of the reason for that is because they all sound alike. Now, we don't say the radio stations do a bad job. All we're saying is that they don't physically have the kind of time to produce or spend the energy to produce something that is outstanding and is different. Well, that's what we're in the business for. We have the copywriters, we have the time, we have the energy to come up with different kinds of ideas that are going to make the spot sound outstanding. And that's what sells. You've got to capture the imagination of the public, and if you don't go through the channels of doing it in a produced spot, you're going to probably end up with something that somebody's not going to pay too much attention to.
Well, I know that you have a lot of creative people other than yourself. I know, let's see, Lou Angeli and Mitch Hill and Tom Bitton, and they're all excellent, talented people. Now, what's the cost of a typical commercial spot?
Okay, well, if a retailer has never used our services before, for a 30 or 60-second commercial, it's $200. Okay, we always charge the same price for commercial. The time isn't a factor with us, 30 or 60 seconds. It's a difference in cost when they're going to pay for time on the radio, but as far as we're concerned, it stays the same. For the second spot and all other commercials after that, it's $300 per spot. Now, if a retailer is a heavy advertiser, he does go on the air a lot, and he wants to change his spots a lot, we will put them on a retainer basis, and they'll get a reduced per spot rate per month for the spots that he produces.
Now, if you want further information, I invite you to call Coast Communications to speak to Sally Ahern or one of the other account executives there. Sally, stick around because we're going to finish out the show with Bob Paisley and the Southern Grass. We'll be back next week and hope you enjoyed the show. See you next week.